Are you tired of reading countless self-improvement books without taking any action? Do you find yourself consumed by the information, but not actually making progress in your personal development? Today, we're going to explore the concept of reading as a complement versus a substitute for self-improvement action. In economics, complements are products that you buy more of when you buy a certain item. Think popcorn in movies or wine and fine dining. The standard view of self-improvement writing is it should assist with personal development. The more books you read, the more likely you are to work on improving yourself. However, there is an alternative view that reading is not a complement, but a substitute. Substitutes are products that compete with each other. When you choose one, you forego the other. The theory behind reading as a substitute is that both reading and taking action alleviate the tension of wanting to improve. Therefore, consuming one may decrease the consumption of the other. But is this always the case? Well, it depends on various factors. One factor is the material itself. Some types of self-improvement work better as substitutes. They provide an emotional payoff but may lack substantial follow-up. These materials do not make good complements because they do not offer practical application. On the other hand, certain self-improvement tasks are emotionally challenging, unrewarding, and complicated. In these cases, it may be easier to seek the emotional payoff. Consuming self-improvement material passively instead of taking action. I must admit that many of the self-improvement problems I focus on here fall into the latter category. They are abstract and difficult to work on, which may encourage substitution. For example, compare my writing to a cookbook. A cookbook has a straightforward application and serves as a complement to actual cooking, but improving your ability to learn effectively, combat procrastination, or advance your career are complex pursuits with mixed emotional payoffs. In these cases, consuming self-improvement material may provide a more reliable emotional payoff than actually doing the work. Let me clarify that I don't believe anyone is consciously aware of this distinction or intentionally abusing it. Instead, there is a desire to improve or to feel like things are improving, which can manifest as motivation to take action or as the purchase of books that never get read. In psychology, it is understood that true treatment involves confronting anxiety rather than providing immediate consolation. Consolation provides short-term relief but reinforces the pattern that caused the anxiety in the first place. This is where the problem with the substitution effect in self-improvement arises. If you use reading books, watching videos, or doing research as a way to reduce the tension you feel about needing to improve, it can be counterproductive. Without taking action and solving the underlying issue, consuming more in format only perpetuates the cycle. I've personally experienced self-improvement as both a complement and a substitute in my own life. The key difference seems to be the level of effort you exert towards actively working on the areas you're reading about. If you're not putting in much or any effort, but spending significant time consuming information, you may be experiencing a substitution effect. In those cases, cutting down on consumption and redirecting that energy towards taking action can be beneficial. On the other hand, there have been times when I've been actively engaged in self-improvement actions and benefited greatly from complementary material to guide me. There is no easy prescription to read less or read more. It ultimately comes down to self-reflection and evaluating how you're using the time you spend reading. Is it a substitute for real action or a complement to it? Only you can answer that question for yourself, so as you reflect on this topic, consider what actions you can take instead of solely relying on reading. Remember, true progress comes from putting knowledge into practice. It's time to shift from being a passive consumer of self-improvement material to an active participant in your own growth. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video valuable, consider leaving a tip proportional to the value received. The link can be found in the description. And as always, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our test content. Now I want to hear from you. What actions will you implement in your life as a result of this video? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, it's not just about reading, it's about taking action. Let's make progress together. At the tender age of 17, Aristotle embarked on a journey that would shape the course of his life. He enrolled in the prestigious Platonic Academy, founded by the renowned Greek philosopher Plato. Aristotle's insatiable curiosity and profound intellect made him stand out among his peers. He not only asked thought-provoking questions, but also provided insightful answers. After spending 20 years at the academy, Aristotle's departure remains a topic of debate. It is believed that he left soon after Plato's demise due to his dissatisfaction with the direction the institution took. In the subsequent years, he even challenged many of his late teachers' fundamental ideas. Though it is impossible to determine the extent of Aristotle's written work, the fraction that has survived demonstrates the vastness of his knowledge. From astronomy and physics to ethics and economics, his contributions have influenced numerous disciplines. For over 2,000 years after his passing, Aristotle has continued to be one of the most widely read and quoted thinkers in history. While his impact spans across a multitude of subjects, his observations on friendship stand out as particularly profound. Aristotle believed that friendship was one of life's true joys, asserting that a well-lived life should be built upon meaningful companionship. He insightfully stated, in poverty, as well as in other misfortunes, people suppose that friends are their only refuge, and friendship is a help to the young in saving them from error. Or just as it is also to the old with a view to the care they require and their diminished capacity for action stemming from their weakness, it is a help also to those in their prime in performing noble actions. For two going together are better able to think and to act. Aristotle classified friendships into two accidental categories: utility and pleasure. The first kind, friendship of utility, is based on mutual benefits. However, it is not rooted in genuine affection and typically fades once the benefits cease. This type of friendship is more common among older individuals, often found in business or work relationships. The second kind, friendship of pleasure, is based on mutual enjoyment and emotional connection. Frequently observed among college friends or teammates, this category tends to be short-lived as people's tastes and preferences change over time. While accidental friendships have their place, Aristotle believed that they lacked depth and limited their quality. He advocated for a more profound form of friendship, the friendship of the good. This type of friendship is based on a mutual appreciation of the virtues cherished by each individual. It goes beyond transient pleasure or utility, and is built on the inherent goodness of the people involved. Friendship of the good lasts longer, often enduring until the end. These relationships require time, trust, and mutual growth. They are forged through witnessing each other's struggles and personal development or shared hardships. What sets the friendship of the good apart is that it automatically incorporates the rewards of both utility and pleasure. When you genuinely respect and care for someone, being in their presence brings joy. Additionally, if the person is virtuous enough to inspire such a friendship, there is inherent utility as well. These friendships demand intentionality and time, but when they flourish, they blossom with trust, admiration, and awe. They offer some of life's most fulfilling joys. If Philosopher's works continue to resonate for over 2,000 years, there must be a compelling reason behind it. While not all of Aristotle's ideas remain relevant today, his originality and philosophical insights are undeniably impressive. He taught us to approach the world through empirical observations and inspired generations of thinkers to delve into the realms of ethics and morality in our daily lives. Nevertheless, his most relevant ideas for the average person revolve around the significance of meaningful relationships. Aristotle's fascination with friendships has stood the test of time. While he acknowledged the importance of accidental friendships based on utility and pleasure, he believed that their transient nature limited their potential. They lacked the depth and solid foundation necessary for lasting connections. Instead, he urged the cultivation of virtuous friendships, formed intentionally and based on a genuine appreciation of character and goodness, rather than transactional value. These friendships require time to develop and thrive, but once established, they can last a lifetime. To Aristotle, few things rival the value of a friendship of the good. It is an undeniable truth that the bonds we forge with those closest to us profoundly shape the quality of our lives. We are not only influenced by those we spend time with, but also actively live through them. While life may be long enough for most pursuits, it is far too short to invest in the wrong kinds of friendships. I always thought of my mess as a form of creative expression, but the truth is that unorganized spaces are productivity's worst enemy. Before I made micro-habits my daily routine, my desk was not a desk, it was more of a battlefield. It used to be so messy I could not find a pen when I needed one. I would wake up, look at my messy studio, and find myself procrastinating and hanging in other rooms to avoid the clutter. The problem was not my lack of organization. The problem was me not making small changes to practice my organizational skills. When I think about success, I think about the top of a mountain. It takes planning, effort, skills, and time to get there. You can't just pack and go. You have to do the work first. just as you need to be able to walk before you can run, so you need to start with small changes before you can see larger improvements. As the old saying goes, little by little, a little becomes a lot. Breakthroughs don't change your life, microhabits do. To create lasting change, you only need to work on your habits. Positive big shifts or major achievements are usually a consequence of small acts repeated every day. The trick to getting a habit to stick is starting now rather than tomorrow, starting micro rather than big, and mostly just starting. You don't need to start meditating for an hour every day or exercise 6 days a week overnight. What you need are little changes that don't require too much effort on your part. The great thing about habits is that they are contagious, and just changing a few micro ones, like substituting a cookie with an apple, can lead to a larger lifestyle overhaul. Micro habits you can stick to are what will lead you to the most important ones and eventually bring you closer to big achievements. These are the ones I've been implementing, and that significantly improved my productivity and overall well-being while making my life a lot easier. Hopefully, they'll have you feeling more focused and in control in a hopelessly chaotic world. Whenever I am presented with a new task or obstacle, I'll do my best to get it out of the way on the spot if it's something I can do in a couple of minutes. Answer that email, look up that word in the vocabulary, respond to that text, close that drawer, put that pen back where it belongs, and so on. While it may seem unharmful to delay such insignificant activities and carry on with the most important tasks at hand, it can become a real problem over the long term as the unanswered emails pile up and your anxiety grows. If it takes you less than 2 minutes, do it now, not later. Now that you have decluttered your desk, why not spend 1 more minute organizing one folder on your desktop? Maybe you resolve to write a sentence every day. Why not add 1 more today? Don't stress over getting your 8 glasses of water if that's too much for you. What about drinking just 1 more? Instead of worrying about exercising daily for at least 45 minutes, focus on moving your body for a few more minutes. Today, if healthy eating is not your thing yet, just focus on eating 1 less unhealthy meal. If you are unhappy with your Netflix binge habit, cut down 1 episode or an hour or half an hour. Do what you can. Make a point to stretch your limits just enough to gain some valuable benefits without going the extra mile. Read 1 more line tonight, add 1 more celery stick to your dinner plate, learn 1 more French word. Once these 1 mores become part of your routine, add another. If I didn't bring at least one thing with me every time I take a trip to the kitchen, my desk would become a nasty pile of junk. Anytime you find yourself with an empty hand, ask yourself what you can take with you to clear your space, be it your office, car, or any other room that can easily become overwhelmed with clutter. Think about easy ways you can keep it tidy before it gets to the point where you need a day off to clean up. How you spend a few minutes every day can change the next hours, weeks, and years of your life. You don't have to go the extra mile to see big improvements. All you have to do is start with starting and let the small changes lead you effortlessly toward the bigger ones. Most importantly, get out of the mindset that you have to get through the day, and get in the mindset that the coming hours are filled with endless potential for you to take actions that could change your life forever. Breakthroughs don't change a life. Microhabits do. Start from those. Remember, if you found this video valuable, you can give a tip proportional to the value received. The link can be found in the description. Now let me ask you, what microhabits are you going to implement in your life? Leave your answer in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay organized, stay productive, and remember, little by little, anything is possible.